onto our second session for marketing for the day. These are going to be some of the actionable steps that we can work on, and actually I'm going to dive in a little bit around what we're doing on paid ads and a little bit more into the customer loyalty program that we've done on Klaviyo. So who has actually watched the video that we've recorded around what the customer loyalty program is, the one we released? Okay, put your hand up if you haven't watched it. Far out. Come on. So there's an epic video that we've made that does a deep dive into it from the One Day Marketing Bootcamp. It's on YouTube. We've broken down all the segments. They're 10-minute snippets. We try to do this now so that when you're driving or when you've got something going on, you're doing a wet hire, you can throw the YouTube on and put a certain segment on and learn and understand from it. So you can just keep getting little snippets of information, little snippets of inspiration. So we're not trying to bombard you with 3-hour seminars that you've got to go through. All of this stuff is helping you understand and grow your business. So we've set this loyalty program up. It basically is an automation that when the customer hires off you for their third time, they're going to get an email from us saying, hey, thanks for your third hire. You're going to get an email saying, hey, this customer's just hired for the third time. Can you give them some merch? And the merch we've selected to give out are hats, the tradie packs, and then on their 10th hire, they're going to get a t-shirt and a hoodie and another hat. So simple stuff that you kind of should be handing out anyway. We're trying to just create a consistent, program and make it easier for you. So you don't have to think about it, oh, geez, Johnny's hired off me 10 times today. You'll get the email on the 10th hire, you'll get the email on the 25th hire. On the 100th hire, we're saying just give him another hat, but I'd be bloody getting him tickets to a game or something, or taking him out for a feed, and doing dinner for them. This program is the absolute bare minimum you should be doing to guys who are going to be spending potentially 50 grand a year with you, right? So if a customer's spending 50 grand a year for you, you really should be looking after them, and you'll see that in corporate, you'll see that in B2B. The sales reps are taking everyone out to dinner. It's that little bit to help, just really keep that relationship strong. So we've got this program. We definitely recommend, if you want to learn more about it, it is on the One Day Marketing Bootcamp. It's on our YouTube, so make sure you check it out. We're starting to see some great results from it. We've had 202 emails sent from it. 100% open rate, that doesn't sound right. That sounds almost impossible. 100% open rate. I don't know what that is, but it must be pretty high if it's 100% on there. And 10% of those people who are opening those emails have already rehired off us again from the group, so we can track that in there. And it's just about helping to drive that repeat business. And all the little bits that you can be doing, it's going to add a little 5% here, a little 5% here. This is just one of those bits in the marketing that we're trying to do. So we're going to do a deep dive into our Google and Facebook ads, and I'm going to explain a little bit about how the campaigns are structured and what we do on there. But first, I'm just going to talk about some of the numbers that we're seeing from the ads. So these are the insights from Google Ads, and it's the last 12 months compared to the previous 12 months. So cost per acquisition, this is your cost per phone call or a lead form fill out or a online booking. This is our main number that you want to understand in your advertising. How much is it costing you to get a lead or an online booking? And in general, I always say we're achieving between 25 to 35 bucks. Some areas are more expensive, some areas are cheaper. It all depends on who else we're bidding against, how much search volume there is, and they're the two kind of main factors in that. The last 12 months, we've managed to get our average cost per acquisition down 16%, so this is an absolutely great result, while increasing our ad spend. That's the hardest part of advertising. If you are increasing spend, usually your costs get more expensive because the audience is getting smaller, you're having to bid more and outbid more companies, but we've managed to achieve a lower cost per acquisition, so that's really great to see. Our return on ad spend, this is managing online, attributing online bookings only. It's not bookings that you get over the phone or bookings that you'll get from a lead form where you're calling someone back. This is when someone books in without talking to you online. So every dollar you're putting into Google, on average, you're getting $3.70 back. So that's absolutely fantastic. We've generated 11,499 phone calls and sent over 1,500 leads to the group from Google there, which has resulted in $1.19 million of online bookings. We don't know how many phone bookings that was. We don't know how many lead form bookings that was. So the overall result from Google is going to be even higher than that. We run campaigns on behalf of you guys as well that HQ paid for. I showed you guys the budgets yesterday around that. These are some of the results we're getting on there. We get every dollar we're putting in, we're seeing $108 return back to the group. We're getting customers for $1.95. The reason it's so cheap is because we're doing a lot of brand protect stuff. So on Google, you're allowed to bid on whatever keyword you want. You know, we could go and bid on coats hire and then have our ads show at the top. But like any good company, you should be having a brand defense campaign. So we're protecting our keyword, Diggermate, to make sure no one else can bid on it and make sure their ads don't show at the top. Doesn't have to say, we spend $50 a day defending our keyword to stop other people bidding on it. And it doesn't always work. It's not perfect. Sometimes that budget may max out, but we usually keep an eye on it. And sometimes the bidding process just doesn't go in our favor. But other companies aren't allowed to use our brand name in their ads. If they do and you see it, let me know, because we'll come after them. We'll come after them pretty heavily.
On the defensive strategy, are you finding many companies are actually targeting Diggermate, or are we still under the radar a little bit?
We have had it before. Yep, we do see it a little bit. And we've had to actually send some letters from the lawyers.
Is it localised, or is it like a national or a state-based?
They were smaller businesses. Yeah, we haven't seen any big ones bidding against us. We're on for the brand name, but for category level stuff like hire mini loader, we're definitely bidding against everyone else on the market there.
We had one decent, like Orange Hire or one of those guys was one decent, half decent size.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a Canard or a Coach, but like.
There's a company in WA a year ago that was definitely using Diggermate, and
they were using it in their ad.
Legal leaders help, and then I had a discussion with the owner, and he said, "I'll take it off." Did nothing, and Josh solved it by going to Google, and he said to Google, "Look, they're using that," and Google.
They're using our trademarks.
And took everything out.
Yeah.
So is that something because I've always felt there's someone local to us that's using our name. Is that really obvious to find out, is it? Okay.
Yeah, we'll see it in the auction history. Google will show us that data. We can see who we're bidding against.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's not just a...
Yeah, okay. Yep. So this is a little bit about our campaign structure. So the results I showed you before are some of the national ads we're running, and then some of the local ads that we run on behalf of you guys. The national ads, we're going after all the branded stuff to make sure that we've got, we're defending our brand name and no one else can kind of bid on it. The local ads are where we're going for category level stuff, because if you've got a customer and he already knows Diggermate, we don't want you having to pay to bring him back to the website. If he already knows the brand, then we're going to cover that and make sure that anyone who's searching, Diggermate Orange, Diggermate Rockhampton, we've got an ad that's going to cover that. Plus then there's going to be the organic listing below that and probably the AI listing above that. So we're trying to make sure it's covered on that end. And your ads are specific to machine or category level specific words. So this is an example of some of the key phrases that we're bidding on. Each of these is set up into a category, and I'll show you the category here. So these are all the different categories that we have set up as templates on Google, and we can turn these on or off. For each of these categories, there's about 150 to 200 different keywords that we're bidding on to try and to show that ad. So with mini excavator hire, we've got mini digger hire, 1.7 ton, 2 ton, 1.5 ton. Any kind of variation of that keyword will be in that mini excavator hire campaign, and then it will show an ad like this. This is some of the variations of the local ads. So we show some images, we show some of the headlines. There are cool buttons. There are direct linked website buttons, there are direction buttons. We've got links to the machines. This is something that I've been working on, and you may not have seen anything around it yet. It's a voice AI. I don't know if we're going to roll it out for Diggermate. We may just roll it out as an SMS AI, but his name is Doug, and we're going to try him out. He's a bit wild, but we're going to have a look and see if he'll give us a good result. So I'm calling him right now.
G'day, you've reached Diggermate. Doug here. How can I help you with your machine hire today?
Hey mate, I just want to see if you've got a machine available in Gold Coast.
No worries, mate. I can help with that. What type of machine are you looking to hire? For example, 1.7T mini excavator.
I don't know, what kind of machine do I need?
No worries. Can you tell me a bit about the job you need to do? For example, are you digging a trench, moving soil, landscaping, or something else?
I'm digging a trench.
Thanks, mate. For digging a trench, most people go with a 1.7T mini excavator.
How much is that?
Compact, easy to use. Thanks for that info. I'll just check the pricing for a 1.7T mini excavator hire in the Gold Coast area. One moment while I look that up. Gold Coast franchisee pricing, as per website. 1.7T mini excavator, $195 per day. Pick up. Delivery, if needed.
Is that the right
$50
price?
each way within 20 kilometres.
That's the wrong price, mate.
Yep, that's the code. Thanks for letting me know, mate. I'll double check the latest pricing for the 1.7T mini excavator on the Diggermate Gold Coast page. Here's what I found on the official Diggermate Gold Coast website. 1.7T mini excavator, $220 per day. Pick up.
All right, how much does it cost to get it
Delivery, if
delivered?
Thanks for checking, mate. According to the Diggermate Gold Coast page, delivery is $44 each way within 20 kilometres.
That's not right.
So if you need both drop off and...
Can I book it in now for tomorrow?
Thanks for letting me know, mate. I can't lock in bookings or confirm availability myself, but I can collect your details and pass them straight to the Gold Coast franchisee. They'll get back to you to confirm everything. Could you please let me know?
Thanks, Doug.
Your full
See you,
name,
mate.
best contact number. No worries, mate.
So, as you can see, it's not really ready yet. We're still playing around with the AIs. You've got to kind of box them in with all of these rules. Otherwise, what happens is they just start making shit up. And some of the stuff that he talks about is just not real. Even though we make him scan the website and we say, this is all your information, you're not allowed to, but every time he comes up with something wrong, I've got to kind of build another rule in there to say, no, you can't do this, you can do this. But for our customer base, honestly, I don't think it is really going to work. I think that tradies want to talk to humans, and this is the big bit about what we do best, right? We are able to go there, we're able to communicate with them, we can shake their hand, and we can actually form a relationship with them. But if we turn this into SMS, and it has that conversational SMS flow when you don't answer your phone or you're busy, maybe that's going to be quite a big benefit to everyone there. So that's where we're going with it. Yep.
I just think a key part of that, my brain went up as soon as I heard 1.7T.
Yep.
Out.
Yeah. And so there are ways like we can program him to say certain words as well. And this is just, this is nowhere near anything ready. This is just us testing, well, what's coming and is it going to be a good use case for us at Diggermate? But no, not yet. Definitely not yet. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
What we're trying to do, what we always try and do at Diggermate is offer you guys agency level marketing support within franchise fees, right? And you see this quite often in, like on social media. This is a big thing at the minute that agencies are pushing. So if we can, we're always trying to just wrap up everything that you would otherwise be able to get from an agency within the franchise group. So it's not ready yet, but Josh has been playing with it, and we just wanted to just bring that as an example. So we're not rolling it out. It's just a matter of this is where it's at for us. So.
And I think it'll land on SMS is where it'll be the best use case for us as a group. So.
How many benefits we have cold call people now that the AI voice generated things? That's sort of like cold calling. I'm an AI generator. My name's Jed. I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
You're like, this is so real. Like that kind of feeling.
Yeah, and they're getting better, and they're really getting better. But again, this is our unique advantage. It's we're real humans, we're local business owners. You know, we were able to actually establish a real relationship with people. And in today's world where we're getting totally overwhelmed by digital and AI, this is the point of difference that we can have and we can, you know, do really strongly. So I think that's pretty much it for marketing. The wrap up there is I hope you understand a little bit more about your numbers. We're going to dive into the dashboards later today so you can see what kind of results you're getting from the ads and be able to understand, you know, what is a customer worth, and if you're paying $35 for a lead, how does that look over 12 months if a customer's coming back? How does that look on your first hire profitability? So we'll get into that a little later today, and we're on to